Today, we will read a book called River Story by Meredith Hooper. Through the words and illustrations, we will follow a river from where it begins to where it ends. Have you ever seen a river? And what did the river look like? As you read this book, you will learn a lot of true information about rivers. Thousands of rivers help to shape the surface of our planet. They bring water and life to the land and all that use it. Icy, cold, racing rivers, slow, muddy, wide rivers, long rivers, small rivers, rivers underground. Each river is different. Each river makes its own exciting, mysterious journey. Join us on this one. All rivers have a beginning. High in the mountains, the snow is melting. Trickles of water are running together, bubbling through moss, dripping down ledges, coming together in a stream. What happens to the snow as it melts? A small shining stream slipping over pebbles, skidding around rocks, bumping into roots. Fed by a waterfall, bouncing down boulders, fed by another stream, smaller and faster, snowfalls of water, springfuls of water, streamfuls of water, coming together into a river. The author says the river is fed by a waterfall and another stream. What do you think this means? It adds to the water. The water adds to the water. The river races down deep, narrow valleys, milky cold, rattling, bold, fast-moving river, scooping up earth, digging out stones, mining the mountains, and wearing them down. The river swirls busily under a bridge. Stand on the bridge and look down at the water. You can't see the bottom. You can't see how deep. What do you notice on the river? You can't see the shapes hidden under the surface. Trunks of old trees, big fish waiting, little fish darting, bottles dropped, treasures lost. The river is quieter, leaving the mountains. It winds between meadows, long strands of waterweed streaking its surface. Willow trees lean their leaves in the water. People row boats, trailing their fingers. Cows come drinking, their sharp hooves sinking into the sticky brown river brown mud. What is the surface of the river? The surface is the top part of the water. The river grows wider and deeper and stronger. Fast currents ripple its silky brown surface. The water moves silently onto the city. Inside the city, the river is crowded, jostled by buildings, hemmed in by roads. The traffic moves over and under and around it. Drains spill their water. Stray dogs slink by. And up and down the river go slow-moving barges, bright, busy ferries, shiny glass tour boats, and tough little tugs. Why do you think this part of the river is so busy? Think about the type of the community the river is in now. It's an urban community. The river is slowing, sliding past mud flats, looping through marshes, carrying its load of earth and leaves, tin cans and cartons and bits of old wood. Where the river reaches the end of the land, waves wash the sand, and fresh water meets salt water. The seabirds are calling, the sea winds are blowing, the journey is over. What is happening? How is the river water different from ocean water? All rivers have a beginning. Trace the river from start to finish and discover some new river words along the way. The beginning of a river is called its source. Some rivers start with melting snow and ice. Others begin with a spring bubbling up from the ground. So upriver toward the source. Then we go down. A stream that joins another stream or river is called a tributary. A fast-moving river carries along lots of pebbles and soil, and these rub against the riverbed like sandpaper, slowly wearing it away. This wearing away of the land is called erosion. So you see a little bit of erosion happening here. A river flows lazily. Oh, let's read up here. A river moves more slowly when it leaves the mountains. Instead of rushing downhill, it often winds around bends called meanders. Downriver, toward the sea. A river flows lazily across a flat plain, its muddy water thick with tiny pieces of worn rock. Mudflats form where the river dumps this load. So you see the mudflats here, you can see some mudflats there and here and here. Some mudflats can develop into islands. Sooner or later, all rivers end. They empty their water into lakes or into the sea. And every river, all rivers have a beginning, ... And every river has an end. And you see here is a index. Index is information. Well, it's a word from the book. And then you can, if you're looking up, I want to look up boats. So you're going to go to page 19 or 23. If you want to know what a tributary means, you can go to page 28, where it talks about a tributary. Okay, so let's talk about what the river does in this book. Where did the river start and end? What happens between the river start and end? What new river words did you learn? How is the river important? Meredith Hooper used special action words to help you imagine what was happening. I'll show you some examples. Trickles of water are running together, bubbling through moss and dripping down ledges. How do the words help you imagine how the river is moving? A small, shining stream, slipping over pebbles, skidding around rocks, bumping into roots. How does this help you imagine the river in your mind and how it is moving?